Hello and welcome to another Rightly Witterings with me, Michael Jex, the tea drinking author who's got a lovely cup of KWZ honey no tea. There's a reason why. I had another nice note from Conway Stewart the other day, which involved this box. Always a delight to receive something from Conway Stewart, always a pain to have to send it back afterwards, but you know, these things happen. So what comes with a Conway Stewart box? Well, first of all, you get this. A little package which has two black ink cartridges, almost invariably onyx or jet black. You get a Conway Stewart polishing cloth, which is brilliant. And then you get an instruction manual too, which explains everything you need to know about your pen. But then you get this nice box. Pleasant size, pleasant sort of cardboard. It's good, strong stuff. And inside you get, oh actually this is a new, I like this, this is new. So this is a little note stating that they're dedicated to the art of really nice quality pens. So you get the name of someone who's, I assume this is the quality control check. Your pen has been handmade by Sophie. It's been signed by John Liffer or something similar. And it reads, "We at Conway Stewart, we are dedicated to creating the highest quality writing instruments, blending tradition and innovation as a British manufacturer established in 1905. Our goal is to offer our customers a truly exceptional writing experience. We are committed to upholding the values of quality, innovation and tradition in everything we do, from the expert craftsmanship of our pens to our emphasis on excellent customer service. All our pens are handmade in England. The name of the artisan that made your pen is detailed below. Thank you, Sophie." Right, that I haven't seen before, that's a new one. You always get a little thank you card from Conway Stewart, which also gives you a bunch of QR codes for you to access their blog, signing up for a newsletter and following them on Instagram. Good stuff. You also get, with their quality pens, a little pamphlet that describes the hallmarks and how hallmarks are set out, what some of them mean, all that kind of thing, which is nice. If you've got a pen which has gold bands, they will have a set of hallmarks on them. If you've got a pen that has silver, they will have hallmarks too. And then you also get a guarantee card with a certificate of authenticity, which says what the pen is, and if it's limited edition, what the number is of that edition. Whoa! So, moving on. Always annoying when you're in the middle of recording something and somebody phones. Right, so lift off the top of the box, and inside there is another box which fits quite tightly because it's well made. Here's the other box, and you'll see it says, it's got the logo, Conway Stewart. It says Conway Stewart along the bottom there. I'm not sure that can be read, but it does. And then it also has Conway Stewart there and Conway Stewart there. So it's really difficult to mistake which firm you're dealing with. And if you lift this tab, the top comes off. And what's clever is, when the top comes off, you turn it upside down, pop it on the case, and it makes a little pen stand. Isn't that clever? Right, but that's not what we're here about, because what we're here to talk about is this. Now, I've got to say, I like brown pens and things. I've also got to say, I must apologise, my son is upstairs playing a computer game. So it may well be that on this video you get two voices coming through. One of them is mine and the other is a sort of strangled yelping because I think he's not winning at his computer game, but never mind that. Here we go with the Raleigh Mocha. Now, This is, as you can hopefully see, a glorious brown with swirls. I think, I must admit, that it's rather fabulous. I love these acrylics with swirls going through them. They've always appealed to me. I don't know why, it's just the sort of chap I am. But I think that looks really quite stunning. I'm just looking for my notes here because I do make notes, you know. So this is a Raleigh Mocha with an 18 carat fine nib. What's it got? Well, it has 9 carat gold fittings. It was launched apparently in January this year because it was requested many times, and so it's back by popular demand. Well, isn't that nice? The Raleigh is really, I'd say it's a sort of a deep coffee, but it has a subtle variation. Now, if I hold this up, I don't know if you're going to be able to see it very well in there. Oh, yes, you can. You see what I mean there? You get this sort of stardust effect when it hits the light just right. Slightly less so on this side. But I think that's absolutely wonderful. I really do. It's quite gorgeous. So it has 4 9 carat gold rings here. It has 2 further 9 carat gold rings on the end. It's fitted with a cartridge converter apparently, and it has a stepped cap and bottom, which gives it a fairly classical look, I'd say. I like the fact that it has a decent, strong clip, and as you can see, the clip is another ring all the way around the cap. There's no way that's going to accidentally come off. There you go. This is a standard shirt and the pen fits in it fully, which is nice. Size, the actual full length when capped is 14 centimetres, 140 mils. The cap itself is difficult to measure, but I would say that's about 6.3. No, hang about, got that wrong. No, it's almost exactly 6. Might be 6.1 centimetres, 61 mils. Let's just open it up. Nib to the back. Is 13.5 from the end to the tip of the nib. So let's just say, in terms of looks, the barrel looks to me to be absolutely parallel sided, cylindrical, but I think there's ever such a slight tapering down to the cap end, and then it flares out and then tapers ever so slightly. Very difficult to tell, but I think it does. If I open it, will it post? I know people always ask. Not really. Now it's quite rare I have to say this. Almost all Conway Stewart pens do post, but this won't. And I think that's because if you look at where the screw threads are, it's quite a lot narrower than the back end of the pen. Interesting. I do like the fact that the Mocha acrylic comes all the way up to the section. So you haven't got a black section at the front, which I always think looks as though the pen manufacturer ran out of the right acrylic halfway through, and so they had to put a bit of cheap black plastic on the front. Yeah, no, it's not fair. Conway Stewart do have a number of pens that are black at the front, but for my money, I prefer having a pen that is uniform all the way. In the hand, it's a good size. It's a medium sized pen. It's not a big pen by any stretch. I'm going to go and weigh it in a minute so I can tell you what that is. I'll probably put it up here or down here or up there or there. I don't know where it's going to go, but I'll put it somewhere anyway when I'm reviewing it. Oh look, that's how heavy it is. So unscrewing it, inside standard cartridge converter with the option for cartridges as demonstrated by the appearance of those cartridges in the little bit of in here. I can't think of the words. Look, I'm tired, all right? I've had a long and busy week. Now, I haven't flushed this through with anything, which is a bit of a hazardous thing to admit. I'm now going to go and flush this through, and I'll be back shortly. Now, because I'm ever so clever, I did just have a quick weigh, and made a note in my nice new notebook from Conway Stewart. They are very kind, and every now and again they give me a little something. This is a little something that's really proving to be useful. So the pen itself with the barrel is 15 grams. The cap is 18. So obviously you do a little mental calculation, and that means that the total is 33 grams. No, it's not. There's obviously some sort of rounding errors in there with my little electronics weighing scales. The actual total weight of the pen with the cap on is 32. Where's the logic in that? I do know someone is going to say, well, why did you go and flush it through? If it's brand new and it's clean, what's the problem? Well, some of us know, don't we, chaps? What happens is that when you get a pen brand new, it's usually fresh from the manufacturing process, and basically there will be small residues of oil and things in the nib, in the feed, in the barrel, everywhere. So it's always good practice to give it a little bit of a flush out before you try to put some ink in it. Inks. Now, what ink would suit a gorgeous little pen like this? Now, I did think of some Diamine Saddle Brown. I did think of various things actually, and I thought I was going to fill this with KWZ Honey because it's a lovely colour. But actually, this is an English pen, and I did get told off not that long ago for putting some German ink in an English pen. So I'm going to put this away and get some Diamine. And it has to be said, this is one of my favourite brown stroke orange stroke other colours that there is. Diamine Sepia. It's a beautiful colour, gives great shading, looks wonderful on the page, and basically why wouldn't I use it? So here we go, let's fill up this nice new little pen. One pen. One bottle of ink just out of sight. Here you go. Oh, it's going to be one of those where I have to demonstrate my dexterity, isn't it? Right, okay. Let's try and see if I can do this without tipping ink all over my lap. I really must clean up my standing desk so that I can do some more ink and writing demonstrations up there once more. Sad fact is, I have just been so snowed under with work that the standing desk is not really functional right now. I'm just going to struggle, I know, to get the lid back on this bottle because the seal popped out when I picked up the bottle. That's a bit better. So there we go. Right, that's that. Now I need a little bit of paper just to clean up the nib and section. Here we are, clean, clean. Now I haven't actually used a diamine fine nib for a very long time, so I'm quite looking forward to trying this out. So there we have it. One gorgeous little pen and an equally fabulous little notebook with one removed page. So here we go. Here we go with the Conway, Stewart, Raleigh, Mocha. Now, where I put the lid? That's where I put the lid. I have to admit, the appearance of a pen is a very individual thing. I have seen these on the screen quite a few times, and I have to confess I never really liked the look of it. I didn't like it in black. I wasn't really taken with the other acrylics. And it just did nothing at all for me. Having tried that, that is bloody wonderful. It writes superbly. Someone else is laughing very loudly in the street. You can see there that this fine nib, it is fine, but it gives really good line variations. So if you look at the M here on Mocha, it allows you to get a lot more individuality in your writing. It's one of the things I do love about Conway Stewart nibs. It's not just this one, it's all of their latest style of nib are much more flexible than they used to be with the older style pens. My Indiana Jones, which is not with me right this minute, is upstairs beside my bed on the bedside table. You needed to know that, I know. I love it, but the nib is pretty unforgiving. It has a nice feel to it, it's very good, but the latest batch of nibs I think are vastly superior. They have a longer, slimmer section when you lead up to the actual point of the nib, and I think that's what gives them a little bit more flexibility. They bounce a little bit. When you're writing, if you put a little bit of pressure on them, then you will get immediate payback. So I'm just doing some lines to demonstrate that here. This I think should show it quite well. So if you look here, you can see I did some low pressure writing there, and then I exerted a little bit of pressure there. Likewise here, you can see that the downstrokes I put a bit more pressure on than the upstrokes and sideways. So these nibs give just a huge amount of variation if you want to use them for that. They also, even with the fine, allow you to demonstrate quite a lot of shading, and that to me is absolutely key. I like shading inks, I like variation with my nibs, and beyond that I don't ask for much, apart from the fact that the pen should be beautiful to look at. And look at that. I love that sort of silvery sheen that you get within the acrylic. Just turning this round here. It's lucky that the daylight is coming in from that window there, and so it's just picking up the particles nicely to show the glow. What I really should have done, I suppose, was use something like one of the Dominant Industry pens which has a bit of glitter added to it. That would be quite nice. But I didn't. So tough. So there you have it. Would I recommend this to people? Yes. If you write and you prefer to have a lighter pen, because as I say, without the cap, it's only about 15 grams unfilled. I guess it takes less than a cc of ink, so it's still going to be under 16 grams, even when it's full. I think it is one of those pens that has got a sort of elegance and sophistication about it, but it looks modern enough for it to fit in really anywhere. I love these nibs, as I said, 18 karat gold. And in terms of the shape, that is a really elegant, pleasant feel to it. There's only one group of people who won't like this, and that is the people who are heathens who like to post their pens. They like to put the cap on the end. Well, they ain't going to spoil this pen in that way. I'm always terrified of doing that because I'm convinced I'm going to scratch all the back of it. So I've never posted a pen in all my working life. I also think it destroys the balance of most pens. This feels superb, looks lovely, writes like a dream, and let's just see. And I haven't got the price for it. So just, yes. In fact, I'm told by Conway Stewart it's 31 grams in weight in total. So it has some weight, but it's still perfectly balanced. Well, I don't disagree with that. So what can I say? Thank you very much to Conway Stewart, as always, for letting me have a play with this pen. I will send it back reluctantly, but it's one of those that I'm actually going to use this and finish off that filling of ink that I put in rather than just disposing of it. That is a lovely pen to use, really enjoyable to write with, great to look at. And hey, if it fits in my shirt pockets, that makes me very happy, because no one should be without a pen in his shirt pocket. Thanks a lot for watching. I hope that was interesting. If you like this video and other similar ones, then you can always hit the like button, hit the subscribe, hit the bell for notifications. You can also buy me a coffee, join the Patreon account, which helps fund this rather silly exercise in me blathering on about things that interest me. But if you don't bother, that's fine. I'll forgive you. And thanks a lot for watching this time. Take care, keep safe, speak to you soon. Where's the off button?